Wow, wow. The Supreme Court has handed down rulings on some of the biggest, most contested arguments and cases in the history of our country. We got some wins, we got some losses, we got some tragedies. We have something to smile about. And then tomorrow, so today is Monday, June 29th, in the year of our Lord 2026. Tomorrow, a bombshell is incoming. I'm going to explain all of that and a whole lot more. I've got reactions from a lot of people around the political spectrum and beyond, including our commander-in-chief, President Trump, who has a lot to say about this. So let's jump right into it. So first off, we have a shocking refusal by the Supreme Court to hear the defamation case that President Trump launched against bat-crazy, lunatic, lunkhead, lying. I mean, there's no credibility to this person, E. Jean Carroll, the defamation suit against her. President Trump posting this earlier today saying, quote, "Surprisingly, the Supreme Court declined to review a fake case brought against me by a woman I never met. Decades-old celebrity photo line, standing with her and husband does not count. I will continue the fight against this weaponization and lawfare case against me, including the ridiculous claim of defamation, with all of my power and strength. This case is really against the United States of America and all it stands for, and should never be allowed to happen to another president or candidate to be. New York State created a law for an instant speck of time going back many decades in court in order to wrongfully nab me. It was tailor-made, and this injustice cannot be allowed to stand. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J." So, I mean, this woman literally is the personification of psychosis. She is a complete psychopath. She claims that she'd been taken advantage of. She'd been AR'd. I can't say the actual word, but you know what I mean when I say AR'd. Like multiple times in her past, there's been no evidence. She says President Trump did the same thing. She doesn't even remember it happening. She doesn't know where she was. She doesn't even remember what she wore. Many eyewitness key testify accounts came out and said she's completely full of it. We have ample evidence that Reid Hoffman, the creator of the worst website on planet Earth, LinkedIn. I mean, this website, LinkedIn, puts the oak in woke. If you've ever been on there, I literally, check it once in a blue moon because I, had many businesses running there. It's the most spammy. All I get is spam, mostly from this diversity woke BS that's just pervaded that whole, it's infected that whole website. But anyway, E. Jean Carroll is the biggest abomination, totally backed by DNC, backed by Soros, backed by all the same powers that went after Trump in 2024. And all of those sham trials, all of those sham accusations, those sham 34 BS felony accounts in New York, this is the same exact force. So this is a tragedy by the Supreme Court. But it gets even more tragic. But first, I want to talk about a win. Check this out. President Trump celebrating a big win. This just happened. The Supreme Court upholding his executive authority to fire a Democrat FTS commissioner. President Trump saying, big win. Just moments ago at the Supreme Court in the Slaughter case, confirming presidential power in our country to remove executive branch officers and agency appointees or representatives under Article 2. This decision was a long sought by the United States presidents, dating all the way back to the 1930s. It is such an honor to be the sitting president who won this historic and unprecedented ruling, one of the most important ever given with respect to presidential powers. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. But the shock heard round the world is the Supreme Court's decision to uphold 5-4 in a ruling of 5-4. You had Amy Coney Barrett, of course, and Justice Chief Roberts siding with the liberal judges, 5-4 to uphold late mail-in ballot counting. Amy Coney Barrett writes the majority opinion. This is the biggest tragedy ever. Justice Alito, I want to play this quick audio clip of his oral argument. I think he is 100% right. We're so lucky to have some common sense besides these activist judges. Comey Barrett has been a major, tragic, abysmal disappointment. But listen to this argument from Justice Alito, and then come on back. I've got President Trump with a huge declaration. Watch.
We have lots of phrases that involve two words, the second of which is day. Labor Day, Memorial Day, George Washington's birthday, Independence Day, birthday, and election day. And they're all particular days. So if we start with that, if I have nothing more to look at than the phrase election day, I think this is the day in which everything is going to take place, or almost everything. And then we have 3 points in time, 1844, 1872, 1914. And we can ask, what would people have thought on those days is meant by this phrase, election day? Which of those should we choose? Which of those dates should we choose?
Well, I think you could choose any of the three. I mean, honestly, I think the single best one, if you're just going to choose one, is 1872. And the reason I say that is because 1914 is the latest in time, but that's the one that Congress gave the least thought to.
I want to share some quick reactions to this, and then I'm going to break down exactly what this means, what's going to happen next, and what Trump said and what he can do. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida says SCOTUS validates election practices in place like California that count votes received after the election. A loss for election integrity. Florida will keep doing it right. We know you will, Ron. American hero and patriot, somebody who works his butt off every single day for America and America First common sense principles, Scott Pressler, posted this. SCOTUS ruled 5-4 that Mississippi mail-in ballots can be received 5 days after Election Day. So as long as they are postmarked by Election Day, you're watching the 2026 election being stolen in real time while our Senate does absolutely nothing. You should be furious. So Scott Pressler is one of those huge advocates going after Majority Leader Thune, who just comes up with excuses, as well as all the other rhino Republicans, who I've said many, many times are just as worthless, if not worse, than the Democrats, because they literally do nothing and come up with a million excuses to justify their nothingness. But here's just a brief outline just to kind of break down what's going to happen moving forward, what this means, and a whole lot more. And in full transparency, I always give away my due diligence and my qualitative and quantitative notes for free. So if you want a copy of this, the link's in the comment. Pinned comment also in the description down below. So the headline decision, case Watts versus Republican National Committee, decided today, June 29th in the year of our Lord, 2026, 5-4 opinion by Justice Amy Coney Barrett. Roberts and Barrett joined the three liberal justices in the majority. Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, and Kavanaugh dissented. Barrett and Chief Justice John Roberts joined the court's three liberal justices in the majority, while the court's four other conservative justices dissented. Actual ruling states can count mail-in ballots that arrive after Election Day as long as they were postmarked on or before, it states, except mail ballots after polls close in federal races as long as they were postmarked beforehand. Mississippi's law. Mississippi allows certain absentee voters, college students, to mail ballots that are postmarked on or before. RNC plus Mississippi GOP plus Libertarian Party is sued, arguing this conflicts with the federal statute setting one nationwide election day. The Fifth Circuit had agreed with the RNC in 2024, setting up the Supreme Court showdown. Barrett's core legal reasoning: federal laws set the day of the election, not deadline for receiving ballots. The Election Day statute says nothing about ballot receipt, and we cannot add to the words Congress chose. The court called it a narrow one about timing, not a constitutional question. Justice Alito's dissent, he warned, extended ballot counting windows will exacerbate voters' distrust, which is 100 billion% correct, even though widespread mail fraud has never been substantiated in a direct court, mind you. We all know what happens. I'm going to show you a graph of what happened as recent as the LA runoff. What this means right now: 15 states plus DC currently allow late arriving on-time postmarked ballots. It blocks a legal strategy Republicans were hoping to replicate. Real-world stakes. Washington's Secretary of State said over 200 and 50,000 ballots postmarked on time arriving after Election Day. In the 2024 election alone, those are the votes this ruling protects, which is suspect, because there's no way in 1,000,000,006 years you will ever convince me that's the vegetable in chief, Tombstone Joe Biden, got 81 million legitimate votes, 15 to 20 million more than their black messiah, Barack Obama. Impossible. That is a physical, logistical, if you have any intelligence or critical thinking capacity, it is a literal impossibility. What happens next? Litigation continues. Midterm clock is ticking. Congress remains gridlocked. The House passed Save America Act is stalled in the Senate, where most legislation needs 60 votes. And wait till you see what Trump said. Here's what Trump can do and can't do. His March 2026 executive order tried to restrict mail voting by having DHS compile national citizenship lists and ordering USPC to withhold ballots from people not on those lists. A federal court already ruled sections 2 and 3 of that executive order legally void. His remaining options: appeal the EO rulings up through the circuit courts, eventually to SCOTUS, but he'd need to show the same court that just ruled 5-4 against the RNC would side with him on a much broader executive power claim. Lobby Congress harder for the Save America Act, where you can come in and help by calling your representatives and senators and saying, get up, get with it. But it's stuck on the Senate filibuster. Republicans don't have the votes to break, which is something that can change. State level pressure push Republican-controlled state legislators to pass their own stricter receipt deadlines, since states, not the president, control election administration. Bottom line is, today's ruling closes off the judicial path he was counting on. I want to just leave you with this. Back to Scott Pressler. So basically, we just learned that if state passes a law to accept mail-in ballot weeks after Election Day, SCOTUS will uphold the law. This is how our country dies. President Trump responding in this way, posting this: in light of the tremendous loss in the Supreme Court today concerning voters' rights and the fact that people's votes are allowed to be counted long after an election is over, it is more important than ever to pass the Save America Act, which is all voters show ID, all voters must show proof, no mail-in ballots except for specific exceptions. There's no excuse for a politician or otherwise to be against the above three requirements. There is only one reason to oppose: cheating. The House of Representatives has approved this vital act 3 times. The United States Senate seems unable to do so. In a time when there is a powerful communist movement taking place in our country, one more dangerous than World War I, World War II, Pearl Harbor, or September 11th, all Democrats and our 5 Republican Senate holdouts, this is the first time he's ever named them explicitly: Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Tom Tillis, Bill Cassidy, and Mitch McConnell must vote to save our country. There could be no more excuses. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. And if you need proof that everything he's saying, not that you need it, but I always like to back it up, this is another complete phenomenon, anomaly, cannot happen, impossibility. This is the kind of thing the Supreme Court just upheld. If you look at June 2nd, Spencer Pratt, this is the LA mayoral race, 10 percentage points. Pretty much Nitya was written off. She cried, conceding. And then all of a sudden, all of the mail-in ballots came in after Election Day. And look what happened. Nitya Raman magically ballooned up and ousted the rightful person who belongs in the runoff, Spencer Pratt, who had all the momentum, was soaring with iconic political ads, the likes we've never seen before. And before you start saying you're just a right-wing tinfoil nut job, Nez, the fact is this: Karen Bass, who was the incumbent, didn't get anything during the mail-in dump. Literally nothing. She got a little bit, but she remained essentially and effectively flat. There's your proof, folks. How is it That's somebody who nobody's ever heard of. How is it that somebody who came out of the thin blue sky, somebody who's never had any momentum, somebody who literally was crying and conceding on the day of the election, get 80 to 90% of the mail-in votes? The one person who needed it more than anybody. I mean, you don't need intelligence. You don't even need a modicum of sense to see that that is corrupt with a capital C. I can't wait to get your thoughts on all of this and a whole lot more. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, here's the big one. Just in. The Supreme Court will be deciding, giving their final opinion of the year on birthright citizenship tomorrow. I will keep you posted. I will have all of the latest, everything that it entails, what you need to know, breaking news as it happens. This one is huge because we have ample evidence that this is one of the most abused statutes in the history of our country. Illegal aliens having kids in our country to replace us and get all the benefits is not what the founders envisioned. This decision is going to be absolutely monumental, and I will keep you posted. Tap the thumbs up, share this everywhere. Let me know where you're joining me from because I love hearing that with state, city, country. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow so you don't miss out. Doesn't cost you a thing. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.